પ્રેમનું અમૃત પાવું
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે. દાદા ભજનની રઢ મને લાગે. દાદા ભજનની રઢ મને લાગે. ભક્તિ રસમાં નાગું છે. ભક્તિ રસમાં નાગું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે. દાદાનું
ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
ભવસાગરમાં નૈયા મારી ડોલે. ભવસાગરમાં નૈયા મારી ડોલે. સામે કિનારે મારે જાવું છે. સામે
કિનારે મારે જાવું છે.
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે. જીવન મારું બન્યું આકાર. જીવન દાદા શરણમાં રહેવું છે. દાદા શરણમાં રહેવું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદા તમારી આજ્ઞામાં રહીને.
દાદા તમારી આજ્ઞામાં રહીને
જ્ઞાનામૃત મારે પીવું છે. જ્ઞાનામૃત મારે પીવું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદાનું મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદા વિતરાગીની દીક્ષા પામે. દાદા
વિતરાગીની દીક્ષા પામે.
દાદા જેવું મારે થાવું છે. દાદા જેવું મારે થાવું છે. દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
પ્રેમનું અમૃત પાવું છે.
પ્રેમનું અમૃત પાવું છે.
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
Hey, Khushi, have you written this in English or Hindi?
English.
English. Can you post it on our group? All the three? Okay, Ria, see this Monica, Kushi, and Charisma, they don't know Gujarati, but that they sang that. Okay, she'll send, she'll post it the 3 words we are doing on, so you can learn it in your choir or some with Mama. Okay, okay, they don't know Gujarati. Did you like how they sing? Huh? Did you like it? Yeah. So you can do the same thing, right? Huh? Okay. So Kushi, please, please post it on our group. Okay. Uh, and okay, I will have to add. Mitchell, I'll add you on our. Oh, you are in the 9. Okay, 9 p.m. I will add you on that one. Okay. 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 Keval is not here, so the English prayer, nobody can do English prayer, right? Right? No. Okay. Okay. We'll do no column fast, okay? Oh, Keval is here. Wait. Keval is here. Okay. Shailesh Dada, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Can you do 3 mantra? Children will follow you.
Okay. Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vishwanam.
Namo Loye Sawa Sahunam. Eso Panchanamukaro. Savapavapanasano. Mangalanancha Sauvesim. Adamam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidananda.
Jai Sachidananda.
Jai Sachidanand. Keval, daily prayer, please. Loudly, okay?
O thou God, please give me infinite inner strength such that I never compromise in health, so that my body as an instrument is always helpful to me in accomplishing my life goal of studies and satsang. I'll always remain sincere in studies. I'll always stay from bad company and bad habits. And whatever happens, please share divine grace such that I never ever miss my satsang. My mind, speech, body, instrument, and my soul possesses all my resources to oblige others to the best religion. I'll always remain sincere, moral, and pure in mind, speech, body, and now feeling self and everyone lives so they become better personality for excellent exactly as that of God. With that of God. I further resolve to always listen to my parents and never back into the miracle. Please give me a fit inner strength in this regards. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. How was your interaction with your parents this week?
What?
How was your interaction with your parents? You do the prayers, parents' prayer, right? So how was it?
Good.
No fighting with mama?
No.
Oh, very good. Good improve. Okay, study prayer, Kevin.
Oh, the God, I have determined to break all the barriers, obstacles, and obstructions that come to me studying and understanding. Please shower your divine grace and break the veils on my vision and give me that infinite strength to make my learning the best. Jai Sachidanand.
Acha, Divya.
हे दादा भगवान
हे दादा भगवान,
Bhagwan.
हम आपके बच्चे
हम
हम
हैं
हमने
आपके
आपके बच्चे
दिल के है चित्र
दिल के
दिल
हैं
के हैं
सच्चे,
सच्चे
दिल भी है कच्चे
पीर भी
फिर
हैं
भी है
कच्चे,
कच्चे
काम करेंगे अच्छे
काम करेंगे
हम
अच्छे
करेंगे
अच्छे।
अच्छे अच्छे.
सच्चिदानंद
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. Keval, do you know the three Dada Bhagwan separation sentences? Please say it loudly.
Hey, Dada Bhagwan, मैं जुदा छो केवल जुदो छे. Hey,
Oh,
Shuddha, Dada.
go ahead,
Hey,
go ahead.
Shuddha. Hey, Shuddha, Dada Bhagwan, the real tro केवल relative छे. Hey, Shuddha, Dada Bhagwan, the permanent tro केवल temporary छे. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, English you know? English you know? Oh, Kushi, you know English?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Jai Sachidanand. O pure soul Dada Bhagwan, you are separate. Body soul Khushi is separate. O pure soul Dada Bhagwan, you are permanent. Khushi is temporary. O pure soul Dada Bhagwan, you are real. Body soul Khushi is relative. Jai Sachidanand.
Oh, very good. Good, Kushi. Very good. Okay. Okay, everybody. First, we'll go with Keval. Keval, can you give a report because we have to talk about something else also after that. Keval?
I did good this week.
You did what?
Good.
I did good.
No, but you have two or three items you can talk about it.
I practice my drawing because I want to become good at art. I did okay in Satsang. Yeah.
How about sleeping time?
Sleeping time. Mommy, what
You
was
know,
that?
you were going to supposed to sleep at 9 o'clock, but you always sleep at 9:30.
No, I went to sleep at around 8:30.
Okay, so Deepakanji, what's your question?
How about super brain yoga?
I didn't track it this week.
No.
I'm
Who
talking
did?
about super brain yoga. We have been doing that.
Okay, who did? Who has been doing super brain yoga every day? China is doing it. Kushi? China? No? Yeah, you don't do it?
I missed it 2 times.
Oh, okay. How come you're missing it? You don't? Do you think it's not beneficial?
No, like I forget.
Forget? Do you forget to eat?
No,
How come?
Hey, do you miss your gymnastic class?
no.
No, Siva, whatever it interests you, you don't miss. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Monica Didi, you are doing regularly. How do you feel after doing all this? Good.
It's improving my math subject a lot to understand.
Did you did you hear that, Shreya? You are weak in math. Kushi, Keval, did you hear what Monica Didi said? Okay, so be sincere, okay? That is everybody. Deepak Dada, how many you do every day?
40 to 60. Because I have planned every time I go to bathroom, I do it 10 times. I said, someone may feel awkward, but this is very easy and it really helped me meet my target, meet my goal easily. I will say effortlessly.
Okay, so please do it. Ria, please learn it from Keval. Okay, Keval will teach you what super brain yoga is. Okay, okay. Today we were going to talk about Vinay and respect for Guru. So how was your experience at home?
Just a minute, just 1 minute. Dr. Lalita want to say something.
Okay.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand. Super Brain Yoga is a common practice in South India. It's not called that. It's called by a generic name. We call it Topi Karnam.
What is it called? What is it called?
Topi Karna. I don't know what, but I'll tell you what.
I know, Lalita Ben. I have seen Dr. Radhe doing every time he came
Correct.
for darshan.
Correct. We
That's
usually
true.
do
So
that.
I've been telling these kids also.
No, but there's one more thing, one more step to add to that.
Yeah.
You cross your hands and touch your opposite earlobes.
Correct.
And you cross your ankles too.
Oh, cross your ankle. Oh, okay.
So crossing the ankles. And then you do deep knee bends, and it's really done as a prashchit to Ganesha. You'll find it in all Ganesha temples in South, where people go and they've done a prayer and they do like 11, in odd numbers. Whatever. Some people do 108, but that's kind of hard. But the thing I wanted to add was crossing the ankles.
I mean, can you please just write exactly what you say? I am not able to get exactly. In the comment. I mean, in the message.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
That's
Lalita, the question is, when South Indians go to temple, they do it in front of Ganesha like this?
Correct.
Oh.
If you go to a South Indian Ganesha temple, you will see that they do this, and it's done as a prashchit. You've done something wrong. God forgive me, and I'm doing this. But it's actually cross your ankles, cross your arms, touch your opposite earlobes, and deep knee bends. It's not a back bend, but it's a knee bend.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
what the kids doing was they had not crossed the ankles.
Okay. Yeah, what we taught the children is not the ankle, but just go across your hands to the lobe and go up and down 10 times.
But add crossing ankles to it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Monica, how come you didn't tell us what was happening in this area? Huh?
Happens every day. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you should tell us. Okay. Anyway, so we were talking about Guru, right? Who are Guru in the home. And yesterday's homework was how did you respect or pray Vinay to the Gurus at home? Anybody did it? Okay, Monica Didi.
Yeah, today I made a nishtay that I will keep Vinay with my appa. So I did that. When he got little bit angry, I doesn't make any argument. I just be silent and obeyed what he told.
Okay, how about your mama? Your problem is mama. How is that going on? Mama is not your guru, right?
Yeah. She was sad of one thing that I never finished my treatment from my school when I come to home. my tiffin will be little bit filled with food, so she gets angry every time. So she was sad for that.
Okay. Kushi, who's your guru?
My sister and my father, mother, teachers.
At home.
Yeah,
Who's your guru at home?
my elder sister and father and mother.
So how did you behave with your elder sister?
Yesterday night, my sister was telling to wake up at 6 a.m. But I told no, I will wake up only at 9 a.m.
Shailesh Dada, they said
Eh,
no to guru.
No,
Okay.
not only that. What about the timetable? Your home timetable.
How about study? Yeah, what did you do study-wise?
Study, I written English assignment today because tomorrow school is going to open.
Talk about Telugu. No, Tamil.
Daniel.
Talk about Tamil.
Today.
Did Guru tell you to do Tamil today?
No,
No, Guru?
no, I did not tell because she even did not obey any word, so I did not tell her anything.
Okay, Shailesh Dada, you need to
Hey,
fix
one
that.
minute, 1 minute. If the disciple doesn't follow instructions, disobey your instructions, then does Guru stop saying? Dr. Shalieshanandji, I want to understand this.
Yeah, let us finish this quickly and then we
Okay,
can go to
fine. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Shreya, how was your behavior with your Guru?
My guru is my mom and papa. So my mother was
No,
tired
don't
of
talk about Papa. Don't talk about because your Papa, you're always nice to your Papa. Talk about Mama.
my mama was tired of me because whenever I come from school, I don't eat my short break tiffin. I bring it as it is. So she gets angry at me that you don't eat your break. So I have to.
How about the apple lady? Apple girl. How about the apple girl? Did you eat apple today?
No.
Oh, you didn't listen to Guru again. Okay, Deepak Dada, quickly, and then we go to Shailesh Dada. Oh, wait, Kushi, how about your Didi Guru?
My guru is Didi and Mama. So आज मम्मी के साथ तो कुछ नहीं हुआ बट दीदी के साथ हुआ था early morning 8:30 Didi is wake up me and I ask she 2 minutes and Didi is angry.
Okay, so Deepak Dada, we have to change these Kushi's name are no good. We have to change those Kushi's names. Okay, Deepak, you want to quickly say something before we get to Shailesh Dada?
Yes, one thing is there that no matter whether your disciple or your student don't listen to you, but you have to fulfill your duty as a guru and tell what you have to say. Otherwise, your student can conveniently say, teacher, Guruji, you didn't tell me to do. Then you are at the wrong spot. Do you understand, Monica?
Yes, sir.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, Shailesh Dada.
Jai Satchidanand to everybody. Jai Satchidanand to Dada Bhagwan within everybody, pure soul. So when talking about Guru, every moment I may learn something from somebody around me. So it is said that Guru in relative is mother and father at the first place because right from the cradle they teach us. And then there are many gurus for me in relative living at home, at school, at college, my colleagues, my teachers, my professors, who teach me one or other thing. In fact, if I have a good vision to see good around, then everybody can teach me some or other thing. You must have listened to the story of one saint in India who had 24 or more gurus. Even the dog was his guru. Means he learned something from dog. Can we learn something from dog also? What all my young friends have to say? Yes or no? And if we learn, what can we learn from dog? Can anybody tell me? See, the dog has the most peculiar quality. It is the most faithful, most loyal, most trustworthy living being or animal.
Shailesh does. I don't know anybody has to go, but I think Ria has a dog. Ria, unmute,
Yeah.
please. You have a dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What does your dog teach you?
He teaches me to always be there for someone when they're sad.
No, I can't listen to her. But anyway, my point is not that. But the point is that I'm grateful to all living beings around me who are teaching me something directly or indirectly, or I can learn directly or indirectly. That's in a relative. Most pertinent in relative, as I said, is first is the parents who teach us, character of the parents, they provide us the atmosphere. Then our teachers throughout in various walks of life in relative, not only schools or colleges, but in various walks, the people or somebody ahead of us teaches us a lot of things, maybe character-wise, maybe inner strength-wise, maybe other things. And in real, of course, first stands the Tirthankara, then along with his Gnani Purush, and the ones who has the vision of the pure self are our gurus or the teachers. Now, respecting the guru, it's not a formality. It's really not required. It's my heart. If I'm valuing the light being received from them, if I'm experiencing that I'm growing with that, automatically my heart is indebted to them. Automatically my heart is grateful to them. Automatically the respect or the humbleness or the humility is the outcome, I would say. It's the result. The second most important part, you must have listened to the story of a king. Now, king happened to know that one of the citizen knows the art that he can call the fruit from the tree and the fruit will come to him. So the king wanted to learn that art. So he called upon that citizen, but citizen tried to teach the king and king was not getting it at all. Then king said, "You are so expert, I am eager to learn. Why I am not able to learn?" And somebody told king that you sit on the ground, make him sit on the chair, and then you will get the art. And immediately the king learned. The moral of the story is the guru always has a higher place in our heart, and we have to be bow down, or we have to be humble, we have to be respectful if we want really to achieve something from somebody. Even in absence of guru, if your heart is connected with this humility, with this humbleness, with this respect, the art will come to you, and the Eklavya is the example of that particular achievement. So it has a very subtle science, I would say. It's not a formality, it's not a tradition, it's not outside character, it's a nature's subtle rule that in the universe, there are so many things ahead of us, so many things to be learned, so many things to be acquired in relative and real. And if we want to get the benefit of it effortlessly, what Deepakanandji said, without much of efforts, the characteristic or the quality, prime quality is required is my heart should be indebted, my heart should be humble, my heart should be low down from all those from whom I want to learn, from all those from whom I'm learning, acquiring. So that way we are grateful to all the gurus who has come throughout our life in relative as well as real. Now, this is what I have understood as a subtle science of the mother nature or a great mother nature, how we can grow by learning or acquiring from various sources.
Okay, now we have Kush. Kush, you have a younger guru?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you learn from your younger guru, your younger sister? What do you learn?
My younger sister, I could learn how to draw, I guess.
Okay, and do you listen to her?
Not all the times, but sometimes I do.
Okay, why not sometime? Okay, Shalieshanandji?
Sometimes I think that what she's saying is like wrong, from my opinion.
Okay, Shalieshanandji, talk to him.
Yeah, one more aspect to the same thing going ahead. What really is not allowing me to be respectful, what really is not allowing me to be humble is my ego in between, that I know something, I can do that, I can do this. So that ego itself is the biggest obstruction in my acquiring all good things from the universe. I don't know the exact words, but in Vedanta or Veda, there is a slope that from all the corners and from all the sources, let good come to me. So if I have to allow all good to come to me, this obstructive ego should be gone away. So respect or humility helps to alleviate this obstructive ego, which is preventing all good from coming to me. So there are so many aspects, subtle aspects of the science. See, everything is related to the science within myself, which is related ultimately to the universe, Pindeso Brahmande.
Okay,
And
so
third thing, I know for sure that as long as I have not reached my final destination of accomplishment or Keval Gnan, I have to keep on learning from all the other sources.
Shalieshanandji, he said because he thinks the younger sister is wrong, that's why he doesn't listen to him. How do you deal with that?
Younger sister is wrong, maybe in one aspect, but there are so many other aspects of each person from which you can learn, right? For example, Dadaji said that this is a wonderful garden of the mother nature. Each living being is like a different plant or a different tree, not similar, but each one having the particular or peculiar fruit or a flower. If you go to rose and if you say that why you have a thorn, can you enjoy the fragrance of the rose flower? What do you do?
No.
Have you ever complained about the thorn? Is it a
No.
wise thing to do so? If I start complaining that the rose has many thorns, I will keep away from the rose. What would you tell me? Oh, Dr. Saab, you don't have a common sense. You use the beautiful rose flower and keep away from the thorn. Thorns are the natural arrangements for the protection of the plant, right? So
Yeah.
similarly, each living being has many positive aspects, not one. So if I want to learn, if I want to have the positive vision, clearer vision, if I want to have my spectacle glass clear, you don't have the external spectacle, but do you have the internal spectacles? Do you know that?
Yeah.
That everybody has the internal spectacles? So if my internal spectacles are not clean, if there is a dirt and dust, can I see clearly?
No.
Can I go ahead in the life clearly?
No.
So I need to clean them. So if my internal spectacles are clear, if my vision, belief, and understanding are clear, I can see positive in everybody. And that results in not learning, not acquiring something good or something positive or something worthwhile, but also it keeps me clearer from within. It keeps my ego away. It keeps me growing effortlessly. Right?
Shalieshanandji, I don't understand what is my internal spectacle.
They understand.
Who understands? Yeah, I know. I want to learn from them. I don't understand what my inner spectacles are. Kushi, Chinai, what's your internal spec? Who understand that? Okay, Monica Didi?
Saying positive or negative in other person can be internal spectacle.
It is our inner vision, inner understanding, inner belief through which we look at every event, through which we look at every person, through which we look at every happening. Either we can see something good in Deepakanandji, or I can see something shortcoming in Deepakanandji. It is not Deepakanandji, it is my internal spectacle, which is responsible for this or that, right?
Yeah.
It is very, very important. Just learn something, try to learn, look and identify what type of internal spectacle I have, or each one of you have, or each one of us have.
Okay, so Khushi Ahmedabad and Khushi Chennai, what is your inner spectacle for your sister? Not to listen to her? Khushi?
No,
No.
Chennai?
no,
Then why you don't listen to your sister? You said yesterday she was your guru.
yeah.
Your teacher you the same thing, hey teacher? No. Why?
Yeah.
Huh? Why is that, Shailesh Dada? Why doesn't she want to listen to Buddy Didi?
Maybe out of excess of love, she might have taken that as a privilege, that it's my privilege that I may or may not listen. That's my privilege out of love. Or, as I said, it may be a tint of ego, that, oh, I also am understanding. I also know something. It's not that she only understands. It's not that she only knows the thing. I also know.
Monica agrees, but the problem is Monica Didi gets good marks. She don't get good marks. So that's why Monica Didi wants her to study hard, and she doesn't listen to her. Right, Khushi?
Mm.
Yes.
So she
So
has
what's
not.
Since you're a doctor, what's the medicine for that?
The medicine for that is she has not realized the importance of that, and she has not. She has been much pampered at the moment. She's sheltered by the two, I think, elder sisters. So she is. I would say spending the credit, but she doesn't know that if the time is spent like that without realizing the importance of growing on her own, as time may come that the sisters may have progressed and may have gone to their own places, and she would now find it puzzlesome that how come I lag behind. So if she doesn't want to lag behind, if she wants to shine ahead of others, she should realize the importance of growing by herself.
Okay? Khushi, think about it. You want to be ahead.
Anybody, not for her only, but anybody who wants to grow for one's own self and not really want to remain dependent on others, not really want to lag behind the others, but go ahead, not help one's own self, but to be able to help others also. For achieving the abilities to be able to help others, you need to develop your own skills in all different aspects of the life. And academics or learning or study is one of that. And then there are many others.
Okay, everybody. So for Keval and Ria, for the whole week, just jot down all the gurus in your home and how many times you tell yes and how many times you say no to them. Okay, same thing for the other children. Let us do another day, extra day. See how many times you say yes and no. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about it.
Same thing for all of us. not only for them, for all of us.
Well, adults are doing their homework from work.
I'm telling myself. I'm
You
telling my
you are
self.
in big trouble because you're going to see 20 patients tomorrow.
Yeah, they are my gurus.
All your patients are your gurus anyway.
Yes, they are. They are my gurus, even in my relative medical field, because each patient teaches me. We are indebted to or grateful to our patients who are teaching us, who are giving us the opportunity to become more skillful. It is through them we are learning. If really understood, they are our teachers.
Okay. Very good. Okay, children. We will see you tomorrow, next week. Okay.
And if you get any extra insight, please write down or please convey that, okay, I came to know this one more point or one more scientific thing or one more insight.
Okay? Okay, very good. Shalieshanandji will talk with the adults now.
Yeah, sure.
If there's no questions, we are going to talk about interim government. Amipen had done some homework, but she's not here today. So why don't you introduce the subject interim government? What is the interim government? And then we'll talk with the adults.
All right.
And Miraben and Shaliben, if you have questions, please feel free to raise your hand. Okay?
Lalita ji has already raised hand.
Okay, then we'll go with Lalita and then before we go to if there's no question, then we'll go to interim. Okay. Okay, Lalita Ben.
Yes, Jai Sachidanand. The question I have is, yesterday we were talking about Bhogvato, and Deepak Anandji was saying that every sanjog has a like or dislike to it. So I was thinking the mind is made up of opinion, and opinion is likes and dislikes. So my question is there any such thing as a neutral thought?
What?
Neutral thought.
Neutral, neutral state, yeah.
So every thought has an opinion, which means it's a like and a dislike. So I just, how subtle should my internal drishti be,
Yes.
Is my question.
So Bhogvato in English, it's not exact word, but in English we say suffering or the effect of the thing. Now there can be two ways. In scriptural language, it is Shata Vedaniya and Ashata Vedaniya. Both are Vedaniya or Bhogvato or the suffering. Shata Vedaniya is all feelings of joy, comfort, peace, all good things which are comforting me. Ashata Vedaniya is one which is disturbing me, maybe dislike, maybe aversion, maybe pain or whatever. So this suffering or Vedaniya is considered one of the 8 karmic bonds or one of the type of the 8 karmic bonds each living being has. Now, as you are saying that these sanjog or happenings or avasthas, usually the human mind has like or dislike, want to avoid, want to have it or want to avoid it or whatever. This is a state of the ignorance where we have the opinions. As we become aware, even without the vision of self-realization, the wiser people can remain impartial or, as you say, neutral, but the correct word is two. One is equanimous, samabhav. So what Krishna was trying to teach to Arjun, that you remain equanimous in victory or defeat, you remain equanimous in joy or sorrow, So in diverse set of situations, you cultivate your inner understanding so that you can remain equanimous. For those who have the vision of self-realization that I am the pure soul self, it becomes very, very easy because I am pure soul self, rest all are passing phases, maybe having its effects of comfort or discomfort, but I am distinctly aware and separate from it. So I can see that as it is. I'm just the lower end seer, and in between at the level of interim government, what the Rajni Dada is suggesting is Prajna Shakti telling us dispose all your files with amicably, with equanimity. The files are not only the living beings, but all the circumstances or phases or situations where file one is passing through are also files. So when the Prajna reminds me to dispose the files amicably with equanimity, it itself makes me free of all the duality-based opinions or duality-based effects of the happenings, including living beings or the circumstances. Second thing is, as we go on progressing within our awareness, we go on becoming free of opinions, especially duality-based opinions, and accept the thing as it is occurring as the order of Vyavastita Shakti. So we become free of that. The third important aspect which comes to my inner understanding at this moment is the circumstances, the living beings or the happenings per se are not able to give us any Bhogvata or suffering. It is my inner understanding, my inner awareness, my inner state of being, how I look at those things, which really gives me suffering or keeps me free of suffering. It is said that in the situations where the person with ignorance incurs inner loss or suffers inner suffering, the person with correct understanding or enlightened vision will gain in each situation, even though by relative viewpoint it is appearing like suffering, even in critical illness, even in death of near and dear, one can have the inner profit, inner correct state of being, not losing or not suffering. And if I remain as the pure soul self, or if I am using the awareness, I am really not the sufferer at all. The sufferer suffers. I am always free of all the duality-based sufferings, Sata Vedniya or Ashata Vedniya. So the thing is, I can never suffer Shata or Ashata Vedniya. I can just know and see that I am having on my own, I am having the Nirvedak Swabhav, means non-suffering. My own nature is non-sufferer or the non-suffering nature. So you are right that the first suffering comes not from the happenings or living beings or such circumstances. It comes from my inner incorrect understanding of attaching duality-based opinions or likes, dislikes or something. Second, as I become aware, I understand that these are all various circumstances. I try to remain equanimous, and then one step ahead, I become vitarag to them, especially when I'm having the vision of the self-realization. My fourth Agnya helps me, my third Agnya helps me, my second Agnya helps me, and the relative happenings or the Parmanu may have the effect because they are also effective by their own nature, but I can remain free from all those effects, and seeing them with the Shuddhatma vision, even relative becomes effect-free or the suffering-free. This is my understanding at various levels of sufferings. If I don't get indulged into relative, there is no suffering at all. If I can remain as a Shuddhatma, free and far from it, nothing can make me suffer. So Dada used to say that we have the fractured leg, we have the bodily ailments as you see it, but we never suffer from it because I'm just the knower and seer. I'm not the Vedak nathi. I'm not the Vedak, I'm Nirvedak.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lalita Ben.
And even if mind may have opinions, but if I have learned the art of keeping away from mind and seeing the mind as the object to be known and seen, I can remain effect-free.
Uh-huh.
Because it takes long for my mind to become opinion-free, but it takes very instantaneously I can remain away from the mind as a knower and seer.
Yes, that's
So the
correct.
best art is not to get indulged and entangled and involved to the mind or the relative self.
Mm-hmm. Jai
Okay.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. Okay, Miraben.
Jai Satchidanand. I have one question that is an attachment to Lali Auntie's question. I want to ask about sometimes, we have that Jagrati where we are Shuddhatma. We see the effects going, and we know that that is only happening to Meera, and the Meera just has to get through that. But sometimes there is a cloud that comes, and Meera gets confused as to if this, if somebody says, oh, as you were mentioning, Shalieshanandji, that you have, you become you have to be equanimity. I think that word is impartial. Yes, if you're impartial, then sometimes Meera says, oh, look, Meera, you're so good. You're becoming impartial, and you're so great, and you're all this stuff, and then it clouds that vision. How can we progress? How can we get that obstruction removed? Is that, should we just think it just Vivasthit that is obstructing at that time, or how can that go?
Yes, very good
If I'm
question. Yeah, very good question.
Yes.
Very good description. See, what happens is Shailesh responsible for this, or is I am responsible for that? First and foremost, Shailesh may get clouded. It is Shailesh is Vyavasthit. Shailesh is Uday Karma. And from morning to evening, the light doesn't remain same. So similarly, the relative inner self, Kaviraj has written, कि भरती ओट मन सागरनी निश्चित ने व्यवस्थित मा समभावे निकाल करो घटमाड़ उठे जे अंतरमा. So relative is going to go through various phases, clouding or clearing. Sometimes mind looking very equanimous and neutral, and sometimes mind going haywire, and despite a lot of efforts, really not being able to remain like that. But that is separate from me. That is relative. That is passing phases. I, as pure soul self, is separate from it. So in each moment, whenever there is anything like that happening, if I feel that there is something like I'm shortfalling, I have to come back to my own seat that no, I am pure soul self. I am Tankot Kirana. I am immiscible. I cannot be part of that. This cannot be part of me. I'm totally distinctly separate. Tankot Kiranavat. Even if one wants to get mixed up, it cannot be. So myself is मैं केवल निर्विकल्प वितराग ज्ञान मात्र हूँ. मेरा स्वभाव ही निर्विकल्प वितराग ज्ञान मात्र.
Yes.
So first thing, I need to come back to my own seat of self, pure self. I need to reinforce my innate qualities. That will light up my real department. That will remove the little bit
That
of ajagrati in the interim government part. It is not the clouding of Shailesh which is really bothering. It is the little less awareness or little less use of pragna shakti, which is really baffling me. So I have to light up my own thing, so that will help my pragna interim government, and that will remain totally away and separate. See, in India, still we have the season of monsoon, so sometimes clouds come up, the sun gets disappeared, again the sun is seen. But these are all the sins to be seen. Similarly, what I
okay.
feel is it is not Shailesh is clouding. Shailesh has the nature. Avastha will come and go. But I, as Shuddhatma, should be cloud free. My interim government state Pragnya should be cloud free, means free of the any sort of these sort of understandings where relative and real tend to get mixed up. And then that will help to clear up Shailesh also. My light, it is my duty, my light, through which the Shailesh has to get clarified or clear also.
Cut. Jai Satchidanand. That makes sense.
And one more thing, Miraji.
Yeah.
If Shailesh doesn't have this sort of phases, my Gyan will not be used. It will not give the opportunity. That gives opportunity to use my Gyan. That gives opportunity for me to experience it. That gives me opportunity to become more stable in this experience of the pure self. So it is required also. So long as I don't have my Keval opened out, yes, it is file 1 and the phases of file 1, which are really important for me to grow ahead towards the Keval Gyan. Right?
Jai Satchidanand, that helps so much because I even have told Lalli Aunty, I'm so concerned because this cloud keeps coming. Sometimes the cloud comes and I want that cloud to leave because my Jagrati is not clear. But now you're saying that gives me no worries. Yes.
But there is darkness outside. It's not the fault of darkness. It's the fault of mind that I'm not switching on the lamp.
Correct. Thank you. Jai Satchidanand. Correct. Okay. Jai Satchidanand. Thank you. That makes it so much clear.
Very good, Miraben. Just to visit us more often. Thank you.
Oblige us more often.
Okay, Shitalben, you are very, very puzzled today. What's the issue? You look puzzled. You're thinking too much.
No, I'm listening, but Uncle, you started with the interim government state. I'm really trying to understand that, and it is helping me. I've said this before, it's helping me where our Purusharth is and what is Vyavasthit and what is not, and what our role is and how we live in the Antaratma Dasha. It's obviously not 100% clear yet, but it's very helpful. Maybe I don't have a specific question, but maybe you can expand on that, Shalieshanandji, more, the interim state, Antaratma Dasha.
Okay, Rajini Dada, should we do that?
Yeah, because, that would be nice, to think about our interim government.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, in the worldly language, when one government lives and the other is not established, there is interim government. Similarly here, the government of ignorance, I am Shailesh, I am doer of the wrong blunders, of the basic wrong belief, has been uprooted by the divine grace of Jnani Purush. And the government of the absolute self, I would say, absolute pure self, is yet to be established. Means my experience of Keval Darshan and Keval Gnan is yet to be established. So in between, we are in the state of interim government. So in a spiritual Dada Bhagwan, after having this vision of Gnani Purush or Dada Bhagwan, as we are blessed, we have the inner conviction that I am free from mind, speech, body, name and name belonging, attachments and all the karmic bonds. I am the pure soul self. So my I, which was sitting as I am Shailesh and I am doer, now has come to the awakened state that I am pure soul self. I am not the doer. I am just the knower and seer. So this is where the interim government, Antaratma Dasha, has started. From the day we receive this blessed vision, next day it springs up into 2 leaves and then it gradually grows with the Agnya Dharma, 5 precepts and Prajna Shakti working within us. So what happens now for the Mahatmas? Still Mahatmas may get confused at times, as Miraben was also talking, not confused, but really wants to understand that this is happening to Sheetal, Shailesh, this is still happening to Shailesh. Am I missing it? Am I really not in Gnan? No. Because you are in Gnan, you knew that this is happening. If you would not have been in Gnan, if you would not have been in awakened state, you would not have known that this is happening. You would have been with that, oh, it is all right, I am that, this, that. No. Now we are knowing that, we are seeing that, we are not liking that, we are remaining away. Actually, Dada Bhagwan said a very wonderful thing to us. When you have good thoughts, you get mixed up with that. In fact, when you have bad thoughts or when you have the thoughts or something happening in mind, body, speech, which you don't like, you are really separate from it. It's separate that you are not exactly knowing the scientific experiment, but you are not with that, you are away from that. So interim government state has the duty or a wonderful function. On one side, it knows and sees and understands the file one. Include what are its habits, what are its traits, what is happening into that. So on one side, it has file one and the other files. When there are files, it has the duty to say to file one and other files that dispose the files amicably with equanimity. When there are no files, it is the duty to worship the pure self, Siddha Stuti or the own properties. So it does the two functions. When there are files, it disposes the files amicably with equanimity. When there are no files, it just goes to the pure self and worships the pure self in various ways or by various experiments, maybe Charan Vidhi, maybe Siddha Stuti, maybe Pad, maybe Nididhyasana, maybe anything else. So what is that interim state of government is awakened living, I would say, or enlightened, awakened living with in the presence of enlightened vision or prajna. Prajna is the front torch bearer for the interim government. So it keeps us reminding of the 5 precepts. It keeps us reminding of the various Gnan, Veda Vignan sentences and other things, which helps us keeping relative on one side, real on the other side. It helps to resolve the relative things and helps to clear the mistakes of the relative. And on the other side, it helps to grow our experience and stability of the pure soul self. So all these things which is happening, it is the part of the interim government. Now the Mahatmas still get bothered that why my Prakriti is like that, why the file one is like that, and why this and why not that. Yes, it's a part of Purusharth, but the interim government says that it is not you, it is away from you. You have surrendered it at the lotus feet of Jnani Purush. Now don't again become owner of that, but remain the knower and seer as a trustee of that. So we are trustee of file one, we are knower and seer of file one. Don't become owner again. If you become owner of file one, you will get confusion, you will get suffering again. If you don't become owner, you will not have suffering. So interim government works till 359 degrees. At 360 degrees, it is a state of Keval Gnan. When the interim government merges with the pure self, there is no need of interim government. So till 359, there will be presence of interim government, and 360, all are one.
Yes. So, Shalieshanandji, so file number 1 has brought whatever it has brought, belief system, everything, and it will discharge as it has been charged in the past.
Yes.
But the purification, because it's full of mistakes, but the purification happens through the Panchagnya, which is really the interim. That's all in the interim state. Is that so? So sometimes, you know, you say, okay, Dada, afai aviche sambhavi nikal karani shakti apo. First, you know, ke Sheetal ben afai aviche tame sambhavi nikal karo. At times, it happens that things get settled amicably and there is nothing left and you move on. But there are times where file number 1 creates problems for others. Even after setting this upyog, not only hurt myself or Sheetal, but others also.
Yes.
So that, but Jnani Purush's Vyavhar is such that it's never like that. It doesn't hurt the outside. So there is, so this is the process. Eventually we get there, but our Purusharth is to just keep repeating this. Is that how it is?
Yes. So you are right that despite telling Sheetal or despite telling Shailesh, despite all the Jagrati working inside, Shailesh may not be behaving as he should have been, or it's not, it's hurtful to others and eventually to one's own self, because it's joined also. It cannot be that others are hurt and you are not hurt, or vice versa. So what happens is, yes, so in that part, it requires more purification, it requires more Shuddhikaran. So it's something like that, that if we have 10 patients, 9 are easy, disposed within 5-10 minutes, but one may be really headbanging. So we have to apply ourselves more till it gets resolved. Similarly, some corners of our file 1 Prakruti, let's say, are like that. So what is required for us is, in our spare time, we pray Dada Bhagwan that, oh Dada Bhagwan, please be with me. I'm free from mind, speech, body, name and name belonging attachment. So Dada Bhagwan, please give me inner strength to clear this aspect of Shailesh's Prakriti where others are hurt, or whatever it may be, or mal or lobe, or whatever we are doing that way. So what happens is, when we give time, see, in relative world, you say give time. Give time to the task, give time to the problem. Here we are giving time inside to file 1. We becoming pure self. When we apply ourselves, when we give time, in pure self-light, the Paramanu of the relative goes on getting disposed, and the belief gets changed. Eventually, it has to reach the state till the beliefs are changed. When the beliefs of Shailesh will be changed, when the beliefs of Sheetal will be changed, the behavior will be changed. So it's a process, but the process becomes appropriate when I understand the thing appropriately, and then I apply the thing appropriately. You name it as Samayik, you name it as Shaktimag, you name it as Philek ne Jovi, whatever you want to name it. But I have to focus on the parts which requires my more Shuddhatma Drishti attention. Not all the parts of Prakriti need that, but certain parts do need that.
Yes. So it's really the right understanding really results in purification of external doing a Vyavhar.
Not putting it on one side that it is discharged. No, it is discharged, but I have to work on that discharge till that discharge becomes something like the Jnani Purusha's discharge, which is very clear. Vitarag discharge.
Right. And Shalieshanandji, you said that, you know, this is an interim state until we get to the real government.
Yes.
So is this then like, it continues till you get there? So next life, where until you actually reach? Okay.
Yeah.
But then it is said Panch Agna is for this life only. So
to be very, very honest, I don't have the vision of my next life. So I'm going how the Jnani Purusha has told me to go. And I'm assured, or I'm at ease within, that further light will come to me whenever it is required. So I'm not bothered about next life, but some or other way, this light will keep on working, keep continuing, some or other way, because now there cannot be the other side or other journey. The journey is towards the final accomplishment, towards Keval Gyan, towards ultimate liberation. So maybe this train, maybe another train, but I'll get some train or some flight to take me there. Right?
Great. One last question. So in the interim state we're in now, but before we received Jnana, in reality, Sheetal and Shuddhatma were separate, but the in-between part believed that I am Sheetal and I am doing. Now, after Jnana, that in-between belief system, is that right? Like it has been corrected, that
Yes.
no, so that's in interim state, there's two. Yes, by relative viewpoint, I'm Sheetal, but by real viewpoint, I'm Shuddhatma. So the Shuddhatma process is just knowing and seeing, right? So any situation comes up, the first step is this is happening to Sheetal and I'm knowing, I'm seeing. Then the next two, so that's first two agnyas. The next two agnyas really help Sheetal deal with the Vevar. Is that the right understanding? Okay.
Yes, yes. It helps to Sheetal to deal with Vyavahar. At the same time, it helps us to stay in Shuddhatma. Because unless Sheetal is resolved with Vyavasthit and file no Sambhavate Nikal, I can't remain in Shuddhatma.
Correct.
So
Because
it's
it keeps
always
demanding.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's always parallel, traveling simultaneously, relative and real. That's the beauty of our Jnana. There cannot be a single aspect that this is for relative Sheetal or this is for real Shuddhatma. Both are together. That's a Jnana.
Okay.
Because when it is Sheetal, I am Shuddhatma. When Sheetal understands Vyavasthit, naturally I become Shuddhatma. When Sheetal disposes file amicably with equanimity, I definitely become Shuddhatma. It's a Prajna Shakti which is working and showing these lights.
Okay. So understanding, I feel like the right understanding is the key. That, I mean, obviously I don't have right understanding in every situation, but I feel my mistake, I feel until, go ahead.
No, fine. Understanding is the key, but understanding coupled with awareness should lead to application. That's Purushartha part. Understood, we all have understood the things. Many things we have understood. But on that particular occasion, we don't exercise the awareness to use that correct understanding, to use that five agna, to use this vitarag vignan. So understanding has to be supported by the awareness, decision or nishchay to exercise it, means nishchay or to do the purusharth, to use it. Only understanding really doesn't work in that particular. Yes, understanding is first aspect, but understanding with awareness, with our decision to use that, to remain with that understanding, that to remain sincere to the prajna, to remain as I am Shuddhatma, come what may in relative. All these are the parts of the same Purusharth process or the experiment going on, or our journey after initiation. That's what I say.
Right.
Right.
Right. Sorry if there are no other questions I have. So my experience is that lately I really so this is easy to do when something comes that's really disliking to you, to immediately stop and say, okay, this is Sheetal ne Thaiche, I am pure soul, I am knowing, seeing. Then Sheetal, this is Vyavasthit is bringing, this person is not the doer. And then, so deal with this amicably. So immediately it inside gets settled and I'm able to move on. Sometimes little things keep coming up, but then I'm able to move on. It's that this person is really innocent. As I see it, things calm down. But then sometimes a day or two later, Buddhi comes up on the same issue and just blasts everything, and you spend just 1-2 hours in your mind wasting all this thoughts. And then, so what is this process? Is it that
what Meeraben was asking was the same thing, that this is nothing else. See, you are traveling in a train or whatever, the train stands on some station for 15 minutes, some station for 10 minutes, some station for 20 minutes, and then again it moves on. It's not a stopping of journey, it's a phase of mind, it's a phase of relative inner self. I need to see that, okay, relative inner self is stuck here, it's standing here. I'm Shuddhatma, I'm seeing that, I'm free from that. I never get stuck because my nature is free from any stucking anywhere. And then Prajna will talk to Sheetal or File 1 or Shailesh and gradually will move on from there. So these are all the stations in the relative happenings. Take it that way.
So I
Relative,
thought,
yes,
well,
please.
I thought that because I set this upyog when initially the incident happened and I was able to feel calm and move on, that I had resolved it, but apparently I had not resolved it because it hadn't been resolved because it came up again, right, in my mind.
There are many aspects to that. Number one, sometimes the clouds are less and sun can be seen easily. Sometimes clouds are more, and even though sun is there, sun's light may not be felt. Similarly, sometimes my relative clouds are lighter and I'm Shuddhatma, I can remain easily, I can experience easily my freedom as Shuddhatma, I can experience easily my inner bliss. Sometimes, even though I'm doing a lot of purusharths, including Siddhastutis and I'm Ananta Gnan Walo Chun, Anand Darshan Walo Chun, still my relative phase may be something that which is not allowing me to, or I feel like my inner Ananta Anand is a little bit shadowed by it. It's not really, but it appears like that. So there are 3 aspects. Number one is Uday Avastha, as we are telling, that all the time it cannot be 12 noon, 12 noon, or the sun cannot be at the top. Sometimes it is at the 7 o'clock in the evening, sometimes it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Similarly, inside avasthas are changing, number one. Number two, sometimes my inner awareness is, or inner state of being is up down, that I'm not at the good at my Shuddhatma and my light is little less. Sometimes my Prajna Shakti is not really resolving, Shailesh, very soon. So it's all a mixture of all these forces. But don't get bothered by what is happening in relative. Just remain as Shuddhatma. Sometimes the mind may not be able to leave that part very soon. After a while, it just leaves it, or change your upyog to something else. Keep your mind to something else, and after a while the time gets over, and you will be able to see the things very clearly. So all the things, yes, it keeps on happening, but there is nothing to be puzzled about it.
Okay, so keep moving. Don't get stuck on it. Why like
if Shailesh doesn't want to move, allow him to stay wherever he wants to. We keep moving.
We keep moving. Okay. Yes. Jai Satchidanand. My last experience as I try to use Agnya more and more is that Vyavasthit Shakti Karta Che. It brings so much peace and steadiness inside. I can't describe it. All the fears, the doubts, everything.
Absolutely. So Dada Bhagwan said that if Vyavasthit is fully understood, the next moment is Keval Gyan. It takes us to that state. It can take us to that state, that full understanding means experience of Vyavasthit is equal to Keval Gyan.
Beautiful. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Satchidanand, everybody.
Jai Satchidanand. Deepak Bhai.
Jai Satchidanand, Shalieshanandji.
Jai Satchidanand.
If my mobile is get lost, so how can I justify that it is because of my Deem Jagrati or is it previous fault? You understand what I mean to say? If my mobile is getting lost,
Yes.
So how can I justify it is less Jagrati, or it may be happens of previous fault, How can I justify?
Whose mobile is getting lost, number one?
Well, Deepak's mobile, Deepak.
And who are you? So,
So-
the first ajagrati is telling us my mobile is getting lost.
Yeah.
So first jagrati required is it is Deepak Bhai's mobile which is lost. I am Shuddhatma. I don't have to do anything with the mobile or non-mobile. In so many births, so many things are lost, but I am there.
But I'm getting shocked, which is, it is very costly. Therefore,
Listen me. I know that. First and foremost, who is getting shocked is Deepak Bhai is getting shocked because Deepak Bhai has attached value to it. It is costly. It is that. It is not that. In Vitrag, there is no cost to mobile. There is no cost to any relative thing because at one stage, everything is going to remain here and we are going to go away. So all the things under the my department, Vitrags don't attach that much value. Prakriti may attach the value, but I remain Shuddhatma. Now the second part. I'm coming to that. Listen. Now we come to the second part. That Pragnya can tell Deepak Bhai that Deepak Bhai, how come you are so less attentive or so careless that your mobile is lost? Third thing, Pragna tells Deepak Bhai that it is your attachment to the mobile which is making you suffer. Why you attach so much to that jad non-live thing? You should have used it just as a tool for your vyavhar. You became so much attached to that tool that you became yourself. Dada Bhagwan used to say a very wonderful sentence, Pyala phuti gya ke atma phuti kyo? ખબર જ નથી પડતી કે આ પ્યાલા ફૂટ્યા તો કે આત્મા ફૂટી ગયો અંદર આવું બોલતા હતા દાદા. એટલે અત્યારે મોબાઈલ ફૂટી ગયો એટલે આત્મા ખોવાઈ ગયો તો આત્મા ફૂટી જાય ખોવાઈ જાય કે છે. એટલે one or other thing. એટલે Pragna will keep on telling Deepak Bhai and Pragna will also tell why you keep so costly mobile that your atma gets lost. Keep a simple one necessary for your utility and you are getting 5,000 ના મોબાઈલ થી ચાલે તો 5,000 માં હું કરવા ગયો તું ભાઈ? દેખા દેખી લોક સંજ્ઞાથી માર તો આ બધાનો છે. અજ્ઞાનનો મોહનો માર છે, લોક સંજ્ઞાનો માર છે. Because
English.
Yeah, I know that I have to speak in English, Deepakanandji, but certain emphasis doesn't come in English. So sorry, it just came like that. But I'm sorry for that. So Deepak Bhai is suffering because of all these things. Inattentiveness is okay, but it is the attachment. It is ascribing more than required value to that non-live tool, getting so much lost into that non-live tool. All these lack of wisdom, vyavhar wisdom, is making us suffer, right?
Right.
And that is why it is known as Mohaniya. Mohaniya will definitely lead you to some suffering, some or other way.
Yeah.
All types of Mohaniya is ultimately going to result into some beating somewhere.
Suffering, yes.
Suffering, yeah. So this is one good example that get free of that.
Yeah, you are right. Thank you, sir. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Meera, any more question?
Jai Sachidanand. It will come.
Fine, thank you so much.
Thank you. Jai
Sachidanand.
So Deepak Bhai, rather than telling it is Vyavasthit and just slip, yes, it is Vyavasthit, but so many lessons have to be learned from that happening under Vyavasthit. So the Gnani Purush learns the lessons from each event and each happening.
I should not be careless,
You should not be careless is all right, but you should not be attached to that tool. You should not have ascribed overvalue to that tool. You should not have been entangled into mohani of that tool.
Yeah.
That is more essential or more important than your carelessness.
Yes. And with the help of these agnas, vyavasthis, we do not touch any because it should not be touched. I think. એટલે
What should not be touched?
આપણને કોઈ એક એ નથી થતું વ્યવસ્થિત કહી દીધું એટલે પછી
No, but I don't think that's the complete use of vyavasthit or correct use of vyavasthit.
right.
Vyavasthit is all right, but why? Then this all should be seen in our light.
Yeah. After all the attempt, you can say the vyavasthit. Otherwise, you cannot say. Right now. After all this attempt, prayatna karva pachi.
No, we are not able to see the Mohaniya part of it.
Mohaniya karma, of course, is there.
Of course, it is more important than other things. Why the enlightened ones, Tirthankars, have lot of richness and lot of things available at their disposal. Why they leave everything and move away?
But Dada, Mohaniya karma એ તો આપણને ઉડાઈ દીધું દાદાએ. Mohaniya karma.
Dada Bhagwan has blasted the Darshan Mohaniya karma. The Charitra Mohaniya karma is left for us to be dealt with. Please don't get misunderstood or don't get it mixed up. Our Purusharth is for disposing the Charitra Mohaniya with awakened use of Prajna Shakti.
Yeah, that is called Barelo Mal. That is.
I am not as clever as you.
No, I am not clever.
Let me remain as simple as I can.
Yes, of course.
No sooner I use the word Barelo Mal, my Purusharth gets dull.
So it is discharge moha. Discharge moha is there.
Charitra Mohaniya.
Yeah.
And that itself is my file 1.
Yeah.
That itself is to be disposed with this awakened Shuddhatma Drashti.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Yeah, Meera.
So my question is related to this. How this, you explained perfectly the cloud, and Sheetal Ben explained all of the different ajnas, how it works. But in that interim government, Shalieshanandji and Mahatmas, how do you know that you are in Shuddhatma in a specific avastha, as opposed to, you know, that what Sheetal Ben was asking about, the first two ajnas are helping Sheetal Ben, or the first two ajnas are for the Shuddhatma. The last three ajnas are for Sheetal Ben to get the interim government to move towards the Shuddhatma. But how do we know that we are exact in our?
If I am exactly, if I am in Shuddhatma state, I will remain free from the effects of relative happenings. I'll experience my own bliss. I will experience my own knowing, seeing state with a blissful state, with my inner freedom state, with all the inner qualities of the pure self. And I is Shuddhatma, Swapar Prakashak. I can see the relative and I can see my own real state of being also. So it's very easy because it gets reflected into my own real self state of being. So there's no question, yes.
So inside, when this interim government is correctly in Shuddhatma state, there is a perfect state of bliss.
Yes.
But Meera knows this, right? Meera meaning this, we see this. But when that cloud comes, Meera knows that bliss is not there. And she yearns for that. So that yearning, that mohini is okay, correct?
Yes, but if I have to correct a little, it's not please. Meera knowing that.
It is Shuddhatma.
It's me knowing that. It's me as Shuddhatma knowing that. Meera is the Gney and Drashya. Meera is really not to know that. Meera may have different state of or different phases. I know that.
I know.
It is I who is knowing. I is pure self.
Then Jai Sachidanand, you
Jai
have
Satchidanand.
explained perfectly. So now I know. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Before we go to Shital Ben again, moment. Just a moment. Shalieshanandji, I'll bring something on the screen.
Sure.
They have explained. They have explained Vedaniya karma.
Yes.
So I believe that that little, very short explanation what they have given, it really opens a lot of things. This one.
Sure.
There you are. Okay, this is the thing. And it is the feeling producing Vedaniya karma, right?
Yes. Yeah. Vedaniya karma. Yeah.
These karmas become an instrumental cause of the interruption of the soul's uninterrupted happiness, that is bliss. As a result of this, the soul remains agitated. For us, our interim state remains agitated.
Yeah.
Because of lack of vigilance, lack of separateness.
Yeah. If we go little more than that, even this is actually the part of the relative self or file one.
That's correct.
Vedaniya karma is actually the file one's part. And actually it is the discharge ego or the discharging chit, reflective consciousness, which experiences the Vedaniya karma attached.
Correct.
I as Shuddhatma is really distinct and far from it. If I have the awareness in the interim government state, I can remain free of the effect or will tend to remain free of the effect. If I don't have the awareness, I will feel that it is happening to me. But actually, each parmanu, charged parmanu, when they're getting discharged, there is some effect. As I said, Shata Vedani or Ashata Vedani. Now, Gnani Purush say two things. Because the Mahatmas have aspasta vedan of Shuddhatma, means it's by grace. Because we don't have the spasta vedan, we tend to experience that vedana, shata or ashata vedana. Whereas Gnani Purush has spasta vedan, very distinct experience of the pure self. So Gnani Purush never tends to experience or suffer that vedaniya, but just knows and sees that. Vedaniya is there for them also. But there is no suffering, means Vedak na tha loko, Gnaya kare, knower, they can remain as a knower in a state of experience. Their chit doesn't get entangled with the Vedaniya. Our chit may get entangled with the Vedaniya because we are in the state of aspasta Vedaniya, aspasta Vedan of the Shuddhatma. So Vedaniya is really attached to the Uday Karma, relative Uday Karma. It's a part of a relative file one. If my awareness at the interim government state is working good, I tend to remain away and free and as a knower and seer and so free of the effects or in my blissful state. If I can't do that, I feel like as if I'm suffering or I'm experiencing or it is touching me. And then again, I tend to come back to my own self. So this is how the Vedaniya karma for Mahatmas work. Because yeah.
Just 1 minute. I mean, just one wonderful sutra is there.
Please.
See this.
Please. Yeah. Yes.
This can throw some more light on this, right?
Yes. 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 So the inner penance is one which remains away and free from Vedan. Maybe a Vedan of Vedan means Vedan is the relative experience of comfort or discomfort. One
separateness.
Yes, I as Shuddhatma in interim government state, if I remain, no, this is not me, I am Shuddhatma, I am just the knower and seer, it's away from me, it's a part of Shailesh, then that's a real penance or a real tap, it's known as.
Can we say like this, that on one side you have that inner penance?
Yes.
On the other side, you also experience bliss.
Yes, it is a result of inner penance. Bliss results of inner penance.
Very good.
It's a result of inner penance. No sooner you are in the inner penance and the result is bliss.
Great. So if we just go through the just a minute.
Sure. This is to be wonderfully understood. This Vedan part, it's really a really a great thing to understood. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say it's a challenge also.
It is a challenge. It's a challenge. It's a wonderful area to put our Purusharth at. And Vedans are of many types. Somebody praises me and there is a Vedan, oh, glorification. Oh, I did something good.
Now, if we just read this again, these karmas become an instrumental cause of interruption of the interim state, uninterrupted happiness. As a result of this, the interim state remains agitated.
Yeah, may or may not. For Mahatmas.
No, I'm saying when this alertness is not there,
Yes. Because this is the Krama Marg language, actually.
Correct. Absolutely.
And we have been so fortunate to be put way ahead of this. See, it's so wonderful to realize that I have been made free of all the 8 karmas by my vision and awareness. It's so wonderful that I have been made free of all the 8 karmas as a pure self-vision. Yes, in a relative, they are there. I have to dispose them. But really, I'm free of that.
So, as what Dada has said, that it is he has put in supreme Godhood state, Paramatma Yoga.
Yes.
Only thing we have to understand that and experience it.
Yes,
correct? Understand and experience. Understand means it will lead to experience.
Yes, perfect. Understand it and experience.
Okay, Shirvan, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was just, I think it got addressed a lot in this Vedniya karma. So I wanted to clarify my understanding that am I understanding my Antaratma Dasha correctly? So for something happened where Sheetal felt insulted. So first I said, okay, Sheetal feels insulted, but they go. I, set the upyog and everything, panchagna, everything. So then I noticed that Sheetal, that insult that, apne Gujarati mein kahiye andar chachre, that stayed for a while, but I felt like it is okay. It's Sheetal's karma. It's discharging. Without going too deep into it, all I was able to say was that whatever it is, it didn't just insult just didn't drop out of anywhere. It hisab che, so just it has to, Sheetal has to go through it. So it's not like the insults, I even felt it in my body, like I could feel the burning in my stomach through this. It was all there, yet I felt like it's okay. I can't describe it, but the separateness feeling. So that's interim state, because both are going at the same time. It's not that Sheetal, the suffering stops. It's that, okay. That's the interim state that we have been blessed with, right? And that's our Purusha.
Yes, Sheetal may be suffering, Shailesh may be suffering, but I am the non-sufferer. I am the knower and seer. That's the first state. That's inner penance. That's the first state. Then Prajna will try to soothe Sheetal also, but that may take. Why insult? I will give you several other situations. Suppose my mom is very sick or ill or critical, and Shailesh Bhai is attending as a son, as a doctor, as whatever you say. And there is the effect of Parmanu. Though I try to remain a Shuddhatma, to see Shuddhatma, but there's going to be effect. And once she is well, there is going to be release also. So these type of effects keep on going throughout the day. Some things are inevitable. I'm not the stone who, Shailesh is not the stone who cannot be affected by the mother's illness or something. Yes, Shailesh should not be over emotional or emotional. But the effect may be there because it's a connectivity. Without effect, Shailesh will not be able to perform well sometimes. So, but I can see that, okay, this was a phase of pressure on Shailesh, and this is the pressure getting released. I give you another example. My clinic has some electricity problems, and because of that, my instruments, costly instruments, getting into problem. Now the problem, the Shailesh was getting involved, and even though I'm Shuddhatma, the effect is there. Now it came to, then ultimately came to know that that thing is a problem, and then the electricity people came, and Shailesh Bhai stood there for 2 hours to see that everything goes well. And I intermittently, I know I'm Shuddhatma, Shailesh, you are doing fielding for 2 hours, but that's avastha. He has to stay there, and if he is staying there, there'll be effect, not necessarily painful or not necessarily other, but there is effect of avastha. But then it gets over, and I know, okay, Shailesh Bhai, your phase is over this, and I'm Shuddhatma. But then, yes, so file 1 tends to pass through various phases and some effects associated. Prajna helps to soothe the file 1 also. Not only it helps me to remain in Shuddhatma state, it helps to soothe file also, but sometimes some effects are inevitable. If any of my patients gets a problem, Shailesh gets effect. I see the effect of Shailesh, but Shailesh has to pass through the effects.
Yes, that is the thing, because in the past I would spend all my time trying to change the effect, but that it sometimes it goes away, sometimes it doesn't, but I am separate is the key.
And Prajna tries to help, but sometimes it is a classical example, as I said, if some patient has suffered because of some complication in the surgery done by Shailesh, that Shailesh can't say, oh, it's Vyavasthit, and can't, unless that problem is resolved, Shailesh is going to go through some pressure.
Yes.
And I can see both the things that, oh, Shailesh is under some pressure, and now the things are resolved and Shailesh is released. Both the things are seen. So Dada Bhagwan said something like that it is a manaha paryay jnana. You can see how much pressure the mind is experiencing. You can see how the mind is getting released also. Different phases of mind also are being seen. Sometimes my mind is joyful and sometimes it is sorrowful. Sometimes it can be resolved by understanding. Sometimes, despite applying all understanding, especially when somebody else is involved, it has to go through effects. If somebody is hurt by you, file 1 will have effect.
Yes.
And that's necessary also. Otherwise, the file 1 will not do the Pratikraman.
Right.
Shalieshanandji,
Yes.
just to not interrupt, I'll say just intervene, and I just want a clarification that something happens, something wrong happens, and like just a moment, I pass through this feeling, bad feeling, I will say. I couldn't remain separate.
Yes.
Then that agitated mind will have effect on my body.
Yes.
In whatever way it has.
Yes.
But if I remain separate, then my agitation, my mental agitation gets specified there itself, and it doesn't come to the body level.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, it is true to large extent.
Yeah.
May not
So
be
yeah. Go ahead.
May not be 100%, but it is true to large extent that if I can remain as Shuddhatma and just remain away from or remain as an overseer of mind, the effect of the mind doesn't come to me also, doesn't go to body also, most of the times. But once in a while, or some situations, as I was narrating, suppose some patient has become critical and I am trying there, and though I'm inside, I know I'm Shuddhatma, but since my adrenaline is getting rushed to
correct.
resolve that situation, the body also will feel some effect. But yes, most of the times, it is I who get lost into my mind that it gets translated to the body.
Right. So just trying to understand that. So if that separateness and that is there, then I believe you will also get right solution.
Yes.
Because with that peaceful mind, pacified mind, you will be able to think correctly, judge correctly, and make right decision.
Perfectly right. Perfectly right.
Dr. Lalitaben?
Yes.
What is your observation?
Well, I can't, when you have a critical situation, your body goes through all the changes. You have a high pulse rate, your blood pressure shoots up, all that's happening. That's part of the response to the critical situation. I can't say that I've stayed separate on those occasions. I've sweated bullets. That's all I can say.
No,
But-
that's true. But what we are trying to analyze that if that separateness is experienced, like Undana said in this sutra, that if one remains separate, then there is no tap. I mean, there is true inner tap, and this inner tap really keeps us in that pure soul state. And then that mental agitation will not percolate into body feeling to that extent. But as much we don't remain vigilant, we don't remain aware of this suffering, that it is not mine, then that's going to affect the body also.
Yes.
So it's like then you have to go on a bigger effort for separation.
Yes. Yes. It's hard at that time to separate yourself. But it has happened to me in retrospect rather than on the occasion.
Right. But so it is like if at that level, because what happens, I believe, that you take it personal, very personal, and then that really agitates you a lot. And in that agitated state, when it has reflected on your body also, things really become complicated in making right decision, right judgment, right understanding. Right?
Perfect. I 100% agree with Deepak.
Very good. I just wanted that confirmation. Thank
Perfectly.
you. Thank you, Doctor.
If I am Shuddhatma, I can not only pacify, but I can guide Shailesh also how to act through that situation.
Absolutely.
And Shailesh will also feel very supported and very helping, means being helped by that situation.
And I believe our perception and intellect is also there because you are trained for that. You will be able to analyze things correctly, judge correctly, make right decision, and the outcome also will be very positive.
Yes.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Excellent. Jai Sachidanand.
So our science is working very, very deeply, very, very deeply.
Right, absolutely. Correct.
Yeah, please.
Shalieshanandji.
Thank you, Dr. Lalita.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
I have a question and also some comment also on that. When you are in agitation state, sometimes in situation happen and you are not in Kirti's side or not in pure source, in agitation. And that time the chit or all your fear comes in the situation like that. So that time, what happened? Is it really, I'm not in, I'm pulling toward Kirtis when I'm worries or agitation, when I'm in that state. When the fear comes, what happened if this happened, what that? And then what I experience, I started chanting Siddhasutis, all the pad, and it made me so calm. Is that called Prajna Shakti's presence there? Is that Jagruti, the Prajna Shakti's Hajri is right there? And sometimes the chit also, I just really want to tell you that then one time before my procedure last year, I was in that status, very fear, very anxious. I read so much about it and all that. So in that state, I said, I surrendered to Dada. And then I did all my vidhi at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. All the windows, doors were closed at night. And I started smelling the roses, the flower of roses. Is that my chit? Or that's the Prajna Shakti? Or what is that? Or is it my just imagination?
Well, first thing you described that we were fearful and anxious and agitated, that's where you get entangled into the relative effects. You could not remain a Shuddhatma, but just got with the relative effects and flows because it were new to you. It were so much forcing, so much fearing, so much pressing on you that
Yes.
you could not remain a Shuddhatma, but get mixed. So you suffered the effect, I would say. Suffered in the
Okay.
sense of relative suffering.
Okay.
Then when you were reminded to say the Siddha Stuti, of course, the Prajna wanted to get you out of that relative flow and the relative effects. And one tool is Siddha Stuti. Some people use different tools, Dada Bhagwan Singhji Karo, 3 months,
Yes.
whatever comes to their hand. But with that, you came into your Shuddhatma state. So you became away from the relative happenings within, and you became Shuddhatma, and you became away and knower and seer, whatever you say. So that brought you free of the effects of relative, and you become calm or whatever. Even relative
Calm.
became calm. Really,
The
you
relative become calm. Okay.
and relative also became calm due to this good bliss of the pure soul self, or the good effect of the your coming into pure soul state using the Siddha Stuti. That is how it happens. If the sun starts shining bright, the clouds get dispersed, something like that.
Okay.
That's also the way. And the third thing, you were saying that everything was closed, and I remembered surrendered to Dada, and you started smelling roses. I don't have any authentic version, but what I feel is so many times the Mahatmas have felt the presence of Dada. And Dada also said that in the difficult times, I come, remain present with Mahatmas, and I just hold my hands to give the shelter. કોઈ પણ મહાત્માને ઉપસર્ગ આવે ત્યારે, કોઈ પણ મહાત્માને પરિસહ આવે ત્યારે દાદાજી ધરે છે બેઉ હાથું, મોકલે છે લશ્કર આખું. So in one or other way, the Mahatmas have almost all Mahatmas have experienced some or other way Dada's presence in one or other way, which has brought them out from the effects of that situation. So I think there is some divine presence or some divine coming to you during that state. That's what
it was such an amazing experience. I said, wow, I saw Dada's, the picture you have in your back. That's the Dada came. And I just,
you ask almost all Mahatmas.
Yes.
And almost all Mahatmas have some or other events to share with you that, oh, Dada came and I experienced Dada's presence during surgery, during other things, during any heart, and something different.
Yeah.
So some divine grace, some divine shelter, some divine presence is helping Mahatmas. That's what my heart says.
So that's not a chit, it's my surrender and my shraddha.
Ultimately, who experiences it? Who experiences it is a chit. Impure chit and pure chit. Pure chit is itself is Shuddhatma. Chit means Gnan and Darshan. So Shuddha chit itself is Shuddhatma. So ultimately, chit has to experience it.
Chit, okay.
The chit has to. It is Shuddha chit who experiences the presence of Gnani. It is a Shuddha chit who experiences the presence of worldly things. So it is ultimately, chit is the part of Atma, Gnan and Darshan, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Atma has Sat, Chit and Ananda.
Yes.
Chit is the basic thing who perceives, who experiences.
Perceives and feel anubhava.
Gnan and Darshan. Chit means Gnan plus Darshan.
Gnan plus Darshan is Chit.
Rakesh, Jai Satchidanand.
Bahut saras. Jai
Doing
Satchidanand.
darshan
Thank you
after
so
long
much.
time.
Jai Satchidanand.
Doing darshan of so many Mahatmas after long time.
Jai Satchidanand, Shalieshanandji. Jai Satchidanand, Deepakanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Shalieshanandji, this you mentioned that, ultimately our discharge has to become like Dada Bhagwan.
Yeah, pure.
That
Purified.
is pure as Dada Bhagwan. So that process, when our mistakes happen, Kashai, Vishay, those things that happen. There, Purusharth, I get like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why? There, the right, I feel that I get entangled. Although I'm trying not to, but I get entangled. That's where lot of, I don't know what to say, akadaman that happens. So,
Suffocation.
Suffocation, yes. There, but when we listen to you, it becomes very clear. I am Shuddhatma, this is happening to Dwarkesh. So, what's the right way of, treating such mal and, to handle the situation?
So it's good that we have awareness of the mistakes of pile 1. But first step would be, I am Shuddhatma. The mistake is on the part of Shailesh. We tend to own the mistakes because of little lack of understanding or lack of jagrati, or I would say over sincerity. Over sincerity tells us that why this is happening. No. Sincerity is I am Shuddhatma. Why Dadaji said, Anant દ્રવ્ય કરીને હું સંપૂર્ણ શુદ્ધ છું, જ્ઞાન દર્શનાદિ અનંતા ગુણો થકી હું સંપૂર્ણ શુદ્ધ છું, અનંતા જ્ઞેયોને જાણવામાં પરિણમેલી અનંતી અવસ્થામાં હું સંપૂર્ણ શુદ્ધ છું. So the first and foremost thing is I am pure soul self, I am utmost pure self, should not be lost. We has to reinforce that I am Shuddhatma. This is in the part of Shailesh that this mistake is occurring. Now Prajna tends to means purify those mistakes. So it is me treating the other patient, not me treating me. If I am treating myself, I'll be very painful and miserable. I am Shuddhatma. I'm treating the patients. So Pragya treats Shailesh, that Shailesh, look, you are having this type of mal or mistakes. Get clear of it. So second thing is, once I disown, once I become separate, it becomes easy. Second thing, Pragya trying to clear Shailesh of those mistakes, Shailesh becomes lighter and lighter. If Shailesh becomes heavier, because why this mistake? It is not the question that occurred, it is how to get it cleared. And how to means in a relative part, Pragya tells Shailesh, how can you get cleared of it? Not why. Why? So it was there. It is how now it can be cleared up. And process of clearing makes you lighter, happier, and experience you freedom from it. So this has to be way. So whatever mistake Shailesh may commit, but I should not lose my state that I'm pure soul self.
Pure soul.
Yes. Right. If I get confused that I have become impure, then the process will get baffled.
Correct.
Neither I am misusing my real vision that I am pure soul self, so no, now I am unaffected. No. Pure soul self. Pragya treats Shailesh as a patient. Gets it cured or cured, whatever you say.
Right.
Right?
Okay. Correct, sir.
I think this is how.
Okay. So, Jai Satchidanand. Please.
Jai Satchidanand. Our time is up now.
Yes.
So please recite three mantra. Dwarkesh bhai, please follow.
Namo Vitragay.
Namo Vitragay.
Namo Varihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Sauva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sauva Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Savapavapanasanam.
Savapavapanasanam.
Mangalanancha Sauvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Sachidanand. Let us just go to tomorrow's program. Tomorrow morning, 6:30 morning prayer, 10:15 Gujarati Satsang, 3 p.m. we have Hindi Satsang, 4:30 p.m. we will do Kirtan Bhakti and Aarti. Night 9 p.m. we will do Worldwide Satsang in Gujarati. During the day, we will focus on the 3 separation sentences what Dada has given. Along with that, during the day, whatever situation we pass through and in which we come across suffering, feeling, producing, disrupting, interrupting our happiness, our bliss, what is given to us, please come forward and share your experience in the 9 p.m. satsang. Jai Sachidanand.